people are listening to the music while we're sitting here chatting is what's going on.
So
Now,
watch me take the.
now I've turned the microphone on. So, yeah, you mind your P's and Q's now, Jeannie. Yeah, exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. I do appreciate you tuning in this morning for another big show. Should be a lot of fun, as my guest today is Jeanne Gustafson. She is the Economic Development Director for Salem, Illinois, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things, how you can take advantage of the services that she provides, as well as many, many other things going on in Salem, as well as elsewhere. So do look forward to that. What's going on today? Today is Wednesday, April 4th. All kinds of different things going on today. As I find my sheet, if you're down in Fairfield, you can head to the Fairfield Memorial Hospital. They're going to hold a CPR class. That'll be at 9:30 this morning, so you better hurry if you're not quite there. That'll be on the second floor education room at the hospital. Also, today at this will be at Heritage Woods. Marty Williamson is going to play today. That'll be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Also, this evening at Heritage Woods here in Flora, it'll be Larry and Carol Robinson. They are going to, and friends, with bluegrass music. So if you're looking for something to do, head out to one of those places. And also the Timeless Truths is running again. I believe tonight's the last night. If you haven't understood any of the Timeless Truths in Salem, that is at the Salem First Baptist Church. So do take a look at that. What is on television tonight? Of course, you are watching us on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 100 here in Flora, Channel 25 here in Flora, also on Channel 3 in Salem. But elsewhere on television tonight, there are several things you might want to take a look at. Survivor comes on CBS tonight. Modern Family is on. Also, we talked about The Americans last week. They'll have episode 2 of their final season tonight. A lot of the younger kids watch a Sci-Fi Channel, and The Magicians is ending their 3rd season tonight, so you might pay attention to that. Also, this one I watched the movie and I've seen a couple of the shows. A special tonight on MTV. It's the Catfish special. You know what catfishing is? You don't?
Nope.
No? The Catfish special. It's their 100th episode of Catfish, and that'll be on MTV tonight at 9 o'clock. And, of course, if you don't know what catfishing is, this might be an opportunity to learn. That's when people use different identities to try to take advantage of other people's. It's baffling and an entertaining show, but that'll be on tonight on MTV. The other thing tonight that is on television that I was going to talk about, it has to do with what happened last night. And, all right, so I'm watching the Cardinal game last night, right? I don't know if y'all watched the Cardinal game last night. It was it was a lot of fun for about the first 9 2/3 innings, or 8 2/3 innings. In my last job, I had to get up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning because I had to be at work at 5. And to do that, you have to go to bed like at 9 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that. So I got out of the habit of watching the end of Cardinal games, which was unpleasant. Now, as a Cardinal fan, you want to see it to the end, right? Last night would have been a good night not to do that. Last night would have been a great night not to do that, as the Cardinals fell to the Brewers in the 9th inning by a score of 5-4. Cardinals led the whole way, and we see why they had to. We see why they paid the big bucks for Greg Holland, because that was very disturbing. Anyway, my point being, Fox Sports 1 tonight is going to have the Cardinals. It's not going to be on Fox Sports Midwest like you're used to seeing. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. Also tonight, the Cardinals are going to be going up against the Blues. The Blues are on national television as well. They're going to be on NBC Sports Network. So, if you're a St. Louis sports fan, you're going to have to probably set your DVR for one, watch the other, and you could probably get it done and watch both the Cardinals playing the Brewers and the Blues playing the Blackhawks to try to make the playoffs. Great opportunities for you to watch some fun baseball or some fun hockey, and it should be an outstanding evening of baseball and hockey. Hopefully, it's a little bit more fun than last night, which was, Jeannie, I'm here to tell you, it was not fun at all. It was not fun at all. This is Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. Jeanne Gustafson from Salem will be here very shortly, and we'll be right back here on Big Talk.
Heritage Woods of Flora offers cozy private apartments and personalized service plans for active seniors. Our affordable assisted lifestyle includes 3 meals every day, assistance with chores and medications, and a full calendar of social activities. At Heritage Woods, you can visit with friends, enjoy an evening of music, or play an afternoon of Wii bowling, all without leaving your home. We even have a beauty shop in-house. For more information, stop by 1003 West 4th Street or call Valerie at 618-662-4599.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for 2 or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
My name is Rose. Smoking caused my lung cancer. I was on chemo and radiation. They took part of my lung out, and they put this in me to drain the fluid. Every day I prayed that they would remove it. My tip is, be careful what you wish for. That chest tube hurt a lot more coming out than it did going in.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Morning, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. I appreciate you tuning in again this morning. As my guest today is Jeanne Gustafson. She is the Economic Development Director at Salem. And not Marion County, really, just Salem all by itself, right, Jeanne?
Correct.
Congratulations. Thank you very much for coming to the show. I would shake your hand.
But I have a cold.
You have a cold. So I'm going to stay far away from you. How you doing this morning other than the cold?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Things in Salem, I was over there last week, and they're really bebopping along over there, aren't you? You've got all kinds of stuff going on.
We're having a great time. It's very exciting. It's a fun group of people. It's a fun town, and it's a great place to work and live.
And as the Economic Development Director, your job is what?
Different people see it in different ways. Basically, I work on establishing a good economic development base for the community.
Right.
But I like to see it bigger than that. I think that the bottom line is to create a great quality of life for all of our residents.
Okay,
If that's
well, that
creating jobs, if it's creating opportunities, good places to eat.
Making sure it's a wonderful place to live.
Right, correct.
That's outstanding. What got you into it? Or how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing economic development close to 30 years.
Oh, really?
Right. I started back when I was...
Don't tell me.
No, I know.
You don't need to say.
Go back there.
You don't need to say.
But I was working at the college here as one of my first jobs at Kaskaskia College.
Okay.
And worked in the Small Business Development Center.
What'd you do at the college?
I did consulting work with some of the companies as far as doing some conferences and working with the local industries, actually.
Okay.
And training people, specific critical skills.
Yeah.
And I decided to get my master's degree, and I went to, transferred over to SIU, and while I was there, I lived in Vandalia and had an opportunity to do an independent study, and ended up quitting working on my master's to work for the Chamber of Commerce in Vandalia.
Is that right?
And then when I went from the Chamber of Commerce, I went into economic development.
Did you ever go back and finish up your master's?
I decided I didn't want to.
No kidding.
I liked taking the Municipal League and the Illinois Legal Counsel Association has some specialty classes, and so I've taken some legal courses in economic development along with some of the other classes in economic development specialty.
You have family?
I have family. I've got a wonderful husband who's been a migrant worker with me during my career and supported me 100%.
That's nice.
Yes.
How kind.
We're traveling migrant workers with a dress code, we say. And then I've got 2 children. I got a son that works up at with the city of Urbana.
Okay.
And then I've got a daughter who's a fusion nurse who's a traveling emergency room nurse.
Oh, really?
And then I've got 7 grandchildren.
Does she have the RV and all that? I know one who basically, he's a traveling nurse like that. He has an RV and spends 5 weeks at a time at a particular hospital. Then he'll come back, spend 2 weeks at home, and then he'll go spend 5 weeks at another hospital. Does she do that?
She does more shorter stints.
Oh, does
She'll
she?
go up and work for 3 or 4 days at a hospital and then come back. And she's got 4 children at home, too, so she's a busy person.
You don't want to pack all 4 kids into an RV.
She's got one up in Illinois State following his grandma's alumni.
Well, that's good. That's my next question. Where were you going to get your master's from that you decided, chuck it, I'm going to do this other thing?
I was working at SIUE,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was great school. It was great, but I just enjoyed doing what I was doing and wanted to build my specific skills.
Yeah.
And what I was doing the best I could.
All right. 30 years means it's 1980s. There weren't a whole lot of women in area development in the 1980s, were there? Or were you one of the first? Or how?
There were 2.
There were 2.
In the state.
In the state of Illinois.
And we laughed at one of the last conferences where the line was long at the women's restroom, and we said, we made it, you know.
Yo! That's great.
It was very controversial when I first applied.
Can you tell the story? Can you tell a story about that? You mind, or is that, it was like 30 years ago?
That was 30 years ago, and I loved the town. But I got interviewed, was suggested for the position.
I will say it's a different town.
It was a different town. But I still love the town.
I still love the town. Yeah.
But I got in there, and they said I got in before the council, and somebody said, women can't do this. We cannot have a woman doing this. They cannot negotiate. They cannot argue with people. And one of the councilmen said, you look like a spoiled daddy's girl.
A spoiled? I do have to ask. You told me this last week. And I think, I'm not sure if I asked you last week, what exactly does a spoiled daddy's girl look like?
I am like the favorite. I was the favorite. My dad's
really?
passed away. Yeah. And I said I am spoiled, but he's taught me, as he says, you learn to have people think you're filing your nails, but you're sharpening the claws. You know, that you just, if you take your job seriously, people will respect you. And
so this came up in the interview with the council?
Yeah, it was executive session, and I walked out.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
You walked out?
Well,
oh, no.
Yeah.
You must have thought, oh, well, they're never going to have me back now.
No, they fired me. They did.
And they ended up hiring you?
Yeah, they hired me. And I ended up, the one person who said that became one of my very dearest friends by the time I left.
Well, that's outstanding.
We just had a great time working hard together.
That's great. So you go from Vandalia to where?
I went from Vandalia when my children graduated from high school. I decided to try something that was a little bigger, and so I went to Mount Vernon.
Okay.
So I've been in Mount Vernon then, and I ended up then, Coles County called, And so in Vandalia was a contract. In Mount Vernon, I was a department head.
In Mount Vernon, were you there when they built the nice new facility out by the interstate? Or
I got to be one of the first people in it after they built it.
I wondered about that.
I loved that building.
Wasn't that a nice? Isn't that a nice building? That must make it a facility like that, and a nice office that the City Hall in Salem is undergoing all kinds of renovations right now, and it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous building. It was a gorgeous building before.
Well, I have the mayor's office too.
Well, that's cool.
No.
That's cool. But I'm assuming that does a nice building like that in Mount Vernon, does that serve as an advantage to a visiting business?
It has a wonderful conference center, and there are definitely some nice things about it. But when you're working with companies now, they
really don't care.
They're focused on an Excel spreadsheet of what the cost of business is and where they're going to be at the end. They've got a board that they have to be. It's changed dramatically.
Really?
And a lot of what we do is via emails and spreadsheets and comparison of costs and selling them on the specifics of your town and connecting them with other experts. I deal very heavily with public works, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
The assessor's office, and you kind of act as a conduit between people with skill sets.
Wow. So you went to Mount Vernon. And you went to...
Then Coles County has a county-wide organization that was a private corporation.
Is that in Charleston or in Mattoon?
Oh, we're in between Mattoon and Charleston at the airport.
Hey, that's very tender in Coles County, isn't it?
Well, it was the same thing in Champaign. That was a private corporation.
Well, you can't really be in between Champaign and Urbana.
Well, you mentally
have to be standing on Wright Street.
You have to mentally be there because they all have such different. Every community has such a different personality. They're just like family.
Is that right?
And so I always I feel the art of war. So when you go into the community,
Sun Tzu, basically, Jeanne Gustafson is Sun Tzu making the art of war. That's great.
Different communities have very different personalities. And my first job, if somebody disagreed with you, it was, I disagree with you and you're going to hear about it. And then some towns are more quiet where it's kind of like the Scud missile where you say something and all of a sudden you're behind.
Yeah.
And then others, they're just just like families.
Really? See, I never really thought about it like that. You have worked then in environments with the Twin Cities that you just don't see too many places like the Mattoon and Coles or Mattoon and Charleston. They are two entirely different towns, and they'll let you know it too.
Oh, and Champaign and Urbana.
Yeah, they'll let you know.
When my son applied for Urbana, he had long hair, and he said, "Oh, Mom, do I cut my hair for the interview?" And I said,
"Maybe if you're in Champaign,
put on the Birkenstocks, and you'll be fine." Just very different personalities, but you can live the way you want to. Then.
Right. And so you were in the Champaign County then, rather than.
I work for the county in a corporation. Work very closely with the University of Illinois.
How long have you been to Salem now, then?
I think I'm my 5th year in Salem.
Is that right?
But I've been down here before, I'm down here with family. I laugh. I said, when you come to Effingham, you won't come into God's country because it's so beautiful down here.
Oh, surely. Yeah.
It's just, I love everything down here, the landscape and everything.
Talking with Jeanne Gustafson, we're talking about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about how the Salem Economic Development Committee, was it a committee or commission, or what do you call it? What you work on?
I work with Industrial Commission. I work with the Chamber of Commerce.
I'm trying to think how you can help folks. How you can with the TIF districts and the other avenues that you have to be able to help people.
I work through the City Council on those.
All right, and Jeanne and I will come back. We'll talk about how she can help business, how she does help business come to towns as well, not just Salem, to the entire Route 50 area too.
We work together as a region. Yes, we do.
Outstanding. Talking here to Jeanne, and we'll be right back after these words on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in a sec.
It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
So many of our county residents have treatment or surgeries done at larger hospitals. What they don't always realize is that they have a choice to select where they can have physical therapy or any number of post-operative treatments and follow-ups. Clay County Hospital is your choice. Talk with your specialist, surgeon, or primary care provider and let them know that you want to stay close to family, friends, and most importantly, home.
Clay County Hospital, your #1 choice in healthcare.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Heritage Woods of Flora offers cozy private apartments and personalized service plans for active seniors. Our affordable assisted lifestyle includes 3 meals every day, assistance with chores and medications, and a full calendar of social activities. At Heritage Woods, you can visit with friends, enjoy an evening of music, or play an afternoon of Wii bowling, all without leaving your home. We even have a beauty shop in-house. For more information, stop by 1003 West 4th Street or call Valerie at 618-662-4599.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for 2 or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I'm Brian. I was in the military for 18 years. I joined the service so I can serve my country and see the world. But I smoked, and I got heart disease. So a lot of the world I got to see looked like this. My tip is, it's hard to serve your country when you're too weak to put on your uniform.
Morning, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. I do appreciate you tuning in this morning. My guest is Jeanne Gustafson. She's the Economic Development Director over at Salem. Okay, now folks probably wonder, all right, that's a job. That's a made-up job. You're not doing anything. You're not helping out or anything like that. It's just it's bureaucracy. She's just taking money out of the taxpayers' mouths or something like that. That's not true at all, is it?
No, but I had to convince my family of that.
Really?
My mom, when I first talked to her about tax increment financing, says, who makes up this stuff?
Yeah.
And so it is. In a lot of what you do, you sign confidentiality agreements. So you're not allowed to talk about what you do, but everybody else in a small town kind of knows what's going on halfway.
They see where funds go.
Right.
I mean, you can in a small town, you can kind of tell. Okay, well, they're building something on, and
when is the Denny's coming? Is the Denny's really coming?
Yeah.
It's in a small town. Getting a hotel. Just everything. It's interesting to see how that works.
So tax increment funding is TIF funding that folks are aware of, and there's a happy or sometimes not quite so happy marriage between property taxes and the schools with tax increment funding, correct?
And it's all taxing bodies. We have a joint review board, which it is important to talk to them because we can use these tools as a way to create wealth in the future.
Right.
And I'll give you one quick example without giving a lot. There was a project that was done in a community where there was a piece of property that gave no wealth to the community.
Okay.
Just no taxes, hardly anything. So a developer came to the city and said, I'd like to put a development here, but I can't make it cash flow.
Right.
because it just won't work by the time I build it, by the time I get people trained, by the time I get, it was a type of manor, it was a senior citizen complex. So by the time we get there, it will cash flow out. So, but if you'll help us with it.
Well, and actually, by the time they'd have gotten it built, you'd have had the property taxes on it would have gone crazy anyway.
So if you can help us with that, we'll make that investment. So that's what they call the but-for argument. But for your assistance, the project wouldn't happen.
But-for argument.
Yeah, the but-for argument is what they call it. You
have
to prove it.
I like that.
But for that financing, so then you talk to the schools, and the schools get nervous about it. But by the time we got through that project, that tax piece of parcel brought the grade school in like $7 to $10 a year. By the time we closed it out, and I wasn't there at the beginning, so I can't claim fame to it as my project, but I can claim fame to close. And we closed it out early because the project was done.
Oh, yeah.
We not only did the project, but we had enough revenue from the increment that came in from the new construction, the taxes, that we were able to improve some roads and do some other improvements, get all the people hired, and we closed it out in that grade school in just the distribution from the increment that was paid from the property taxes, got more money than they would have gotten in 741 years of collecting taxes on that piece of property.
Are you serious?
Just in the distribution from the extra percentage. And that was only, we told the business company that they would get 80% of their property taxes back, and that other 20% was put in a pot from the new development.
Right.
So that grade school would have taken 741 years to get that same amount of distribution. Plus, you figure in the next year, you had all those new taxes in. So it's hard to think of waiting 20-some years possibly, but you look at the benefit at the end. But it's working together to identify those areas of blight and marriage it with those people that have the funds for development that can become a good marriage. Second story.
Yeah, go ahead.
An enterprise zone. We had an enterprise zone project where a company was in an enterprise zone and needed to put in a headquarters.
Okay.
But they said, we can't make it work unless we get some assistance.
Right.
But the property was outside the enterprise zone.
Okay.
So we went to all the taxing bodies and
tried to have to annex that into the zone.
Right. And it's you have to have resolutions in enterprise zones to expand it for property tax.
Sure.
Property tax resolutions.
Sure.
So we went to all the taxing bodies. When we got to the schools, we started putting the numbers into the school aid formula, and their population was declining.
Right.
And by putting it into the enterprise zone, once they fed that into the school aid formula, they actually came out ahead because of the way the school aid formula was written.
That's pretty complex, isn't it?
Way over my pay grade.
Yeah.
But the school finance officers work with us to figure out what exactly is the end product once you put that EAV here or into the school aid formula. And in this case, with the population decline, it actually brought them more wealth by working with us on that program.
That's great. Now, do you find school boards and other taxing boards to be open to your adventures and overtures to them, or are they for the most part, will you find them to be, I just don't want to mess with this because this is going to mess with my pay,
I think as long as they're engaged and we try and work with them, we have yearly joint review board meetings, and we go through everything that's been spent and what's going on, and they're able to review that, and I've personally found them to be very receptive to working with us as long as they're an active partner with that. Look at what they're going through. I mean, look at what the colleges have gone through, and look at what the grade schools and the high schools and junior highs have gone through.
Well, they're going through the state, they're going through, it's torture. It's a lot of torture.
And they're going to the public saying, we need assistance because we're having problems, and all of a sudden people see them out providing tax benefits to what they feel like. It is a tricky public relations.
Oh, I'm sure.
Avenue for them as well. But it's a tight wire. But when they see some of these end products that can happen from taking blighted areas and in the long run increasing that tax base, that helps all of us.
You've worked on many over the years. You've worked on many of these projects, some that have been more successful than others. Were there some that just really surprised you, worked out, and maybe some that really surprised you? You thought this was going to be great, and all of a sudden it didn't work out.
Most of them have been exciting for me because these are the people that I get to work with are people that have more courage than I do.
Oh, well, the investors,
the investors and developers and people that are willing to put their whole life savings on the line and sign on a collateral sheet. Are you willing to lose your house for this initiative?
Yeah, that's basically what a lot of them are doing.
Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like shopping with somebody else's money.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No, but I'm meeting people that to me are true entrepreneurs in the very spirit of the game.
Really?
So for me, that
must be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's not every day, but most days.
How do you meet these folks? How does an economic developer in Southern Illinois meet with the captains of industry potentially to bring them to Salem? I mean, over 30 years, I presume you've formed a network of folks that you can trust and can't trust to give you the occasional bump.
I always, everywhere, and everybody will tell you this, the first place to start is in your own backyard.
Yeah.
You look at the major companies that we have here and the network that they have established.
Right.
So getting to know your local companies and being able to work with them to me is number one. I mean, you look at what we were able to do with Jarco, the Polar Corporation, where we could have lost them very easily.
Well, they were searching actively.
And all of them are searching, and not just here in other states.
And it's their responsibility, their shareholders. That's understandable. It's what a business will do.
And sometimes, and at the same time, there's a spreadsheet you put together that has the different costs of doing business. Everything from, what are your utility costs, what's your labor costs, and you do a spreadsheet with all your competitors.
Right.
And all of a sudden you'll get into certain things like worker compensation and unemployment insurance, and you start getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
So you try and find other areas, enterprise zone, to bump that up to make you in a competitive position. Because now we're competing you figure globally.
Sure.
So to meet people then, for industries, I start with my home base. You start with your people that are out. It's amazing how truck drivers know what's going on.
Really?
Yes.
Why so?
Because they're in and out of all the companies.
I guess that's true.
So when I was showing my age, I used to listen to the CB all the time when I was traveling to hear what was going on in their world.
No kidding.
I used to watch pallet companies.
Oh, is that right?
Changed. Yeah, but now advertising at certain trade shows, getting to know people from the different general councils, and that's primarily industrial. Now, for commercial or for retail, there's a trade show out in Las Vegas that's gained a lot of notoriety, and you go there, and all the retail site selectors are there. That's how with the hotel. Go out there and meet with the people that are their site selectors, and they'll tell you what franchises are available.
Did Salem put a bid in for Amazon for the new headquarters?
I had a lot of people that wanted us to.
I was just wondering. 50,000 employees would be a pretty nice gift.
It'd be a nice gift, but you also look at the parameters of what they require.
Right.
So do we get behind the people in the region that have what they need? Absolutely.
Got behind Edwardsville, I guess, in the Metro East.
Get the Metro East, talk to Charlie Meyer and talk to the different legislators to say, hey, this will help us all. We'll work with you any way we can. But you got to be realistic.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of joking, but I didn't realize you'd even gotten behind the Edwardsville effort.
You look at that's like we had at our home show. We said, okay, we've got this property out by the interstate. What would you like to have there? You tell us your wish list. Okay, we want a Panera Bread. And they gave us this list. Well, then you can go on a website with this retail association, and you can look at the real estate site consultant to say, what do you require to be here? Well, we need a population of 50,000 in a 5-mile radius. Well, we're like at,
47 and 15. I was looking up the stats today.
So that if you look at what they require, you're in trouble. But then at the same time, we go, okay, we have an Applebee's. That doesn't fit. How come that works? Well, all of a sudden you realize that our traffic count on Route 50 is as high as the traffic count on 57.
Really?
So we have got a huge population base that's there. Plus, you figure that you've got major industries right there with people that are going to be...
Sure.
So, there's some things. And then plus, we looked at our exit counts off the ramp.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people pick that exit to get off at Salem.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And I think if it's people like me...
You've got hotels and restaurants there? And
plus it's easy on and off.
Well,
and if you're a person like me, that means a lot. I
got to tell you, I must tell you, I have never really taken that into consideration, how easy on and off it is to go to to get off, to whether to get off at a particular place. Actually, in the back of my head, I might be taking that into consideration, but I kind of think, is the bathroom close? Or
Well, that's
do they have chips at this convenience store? Do they get Pringles? I want barbecue Pringles. That's all I want.
I want to be able to get off the interstate and be okay, and I want to be able to pull back on and be okay.
Easy.
I like easy access.
That makes sense. I'm talking with Jeanne Gustafson. We're talking about all kinds of different things. She is the Economic Development Director for the City of Salem, and we'll be back talking a lot more. We're going to see exactly what Salem does have to offer, because I know it's got a ton, and we will be back and talk about that and plenty more when we return here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in just a sec.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for two or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
My name is Brett, and I used to smoke. I quit, but not until I got a serious gum disease. My tip to you is, your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Heritage Woods of Flora offers cozy private apartments and personalized service plans for active seniors. Our affordable assisted lifestyle includes 3 meals every day, assistance with chores and medications, and a full calendar of social activities. At Heritage Woods, you can visit with friends, enjoy an evening of music, or play an afternoon of Wii bowling, all without leaving your home. We even have a beauty shop in-house. For more information, stop by 1003 West 4th Street or call Valerie at 618-662-4599.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Didn't have money. Couldn't afford it, and so she became Miss America.
I didn't know how she did that. I didn't know how she did that. Welcome back, folks. I'm talking here with Jeanne Gustafson. We ought to keep the thing on in between during the commercial breaks because, we're having an interesting conversation now, too. All right, which made me forget what I was going to ask you about. All right, say I'm just call myself. I'm Jeff Bezos, all right? And I'm moving my Amazon headquarters. Let's make it a smaller company. If I'm looking around, what makes Salem, Illinois a place for me to go? Sell me Salem, Illinois.
First of all, I would tell you, quite honestly, that Salem, Illinois has what I would call the bones for perfect industrial development. We've got property that is already acquired by the city, which is available, so they don't have to go through that whole process of land acquisition. However, we will work with realtors.
How large? We'll get back to that. You mentioned something in the last thing again, and I wanted to follow it. I'm sorry. I interrupted myself and my question. How large is the property that you're talking about out at the interstate that you had the wish list, that you were taking the wish list for at the chamber?
That's a smaller commercial site, which is a couple of acres.
Okay, so that's more like a restaurant.
That was more. We had the hotel on that site, and we've got the Denny's coming into the north, and then a second pad for development. But we've got additional property. Plus, we have private owners that are very motivated.
So
that we work with.
The city of Salem owns the property, and you have private ownership as well. Out there.
And we tell them to go where they want to, and we would encourage them to look at other properties that we'll work with them as well. We've got the infrastructure is out there and very established. The people that were before us were very thoughtful in planning for the future. So we do have that. We've got the water supply that they need, and we also have got a great public works department that can work with the companies very strongly.
I know that Wabash Internet is the fiber. I was gonna bridge.
I'm going to stop and let you do the.
No. You go ahead. You go ahead. I'll get to the Wabash fiber internet commercial very soon.
There is no question about it for our utilities, and that we've got the best there is, and I'm very proud of what Wabash is doing now after taking over with US Sonnet. They're a very welcome addition to our area. We've got tax increment finance districts. We have enterprise zone, which we will be applying for again this year, turn in our application.
How often do you have to re-up that?
Well, this is one where the state decides when you're going to do it. So this is one where our enterprise zone ends in 2020, and so this is 2 years before that we can apply for that. So we're going to hit that hard.
It's a nice process, isn't it? A 2-year process to.
Oh, it's very.
Is that why they hired you 5 years ago to get ready for the 2-year process of re-up in the enterprise zone?
I would have liked to have been the person up at the state to talk about the process. But I like doing research, so I argue that I want to be almost too controlling of that. I enjoy looking at the research for that. There's times like with the hotel where there wasn't enterprise owner TIF on that property, and the council's very business friendly, so we did a business district for them.
Oh, really?
Which we were able to work with that. So a lot of it is getting a council that's business comfortable and aggressive. We've got a good team of people at city, and which our cities around here all are good. I think we all try to work together very well. We've got a regional South Central Illinois Growth Association, which I'm going to try and get on your show soon to talk about how we work as a region. So because right now we're having to address the fact that we have job openings that aren't being filled.
See, now that's the thing that freaks me out, that really surprises me, that there are job openings out there that not enough applicants. And the thing is, good paying jobs, and the schools around the area, Kaskaskia College, Frontier, Olney Central, they're having meetings and getting with business people to develop programs for these kind of jobs, and they're still not being filled. That's really surprising.
We ended up starting earlier. This past year we worked with the college in Skega and hit the junior high. And so
all the way down to junior high.
We talked to the principal and said, instead of taking a school trip out of town, will you take one in town?
Oh, really?
So we loaded up the buses, and they got to see the helmets, for the Super Bowl, do the crash testing.
No kidding.
They got to see welding. How
many kids went through that?
Everybody over at Selmaville School Junior High went through that, and then we had St. Teresa's, and we also had the Apostolic group go through too. Once we did some of the other ones wanted to come on.
Well, I got to see. I haven't been through Shut. I would love at some point to get through Shut.
We will take you.
Please do.
I would love to take you on a tour of our town.
Because
you'll be very impressed.
Well, I look forward to it. But I just you talk about the helmet testing. I played football, and back then we had the push the air into the helmets, which was, I thought, fun. I didn't have any problems with it, and I hopefully still don't. But the helmet testing just must be. They're doing football as well as motorcycles and all kinds of stuff. Right?
Baseball, everything has become so professional, and so now you look at the engineering opportunities with it. Everything is with every field has become very, very technical. So the opportunities are there. So it amazed me. The junior high children are much more astute than we ever give them credit for.
Is that right?
Yes. As far as
were they asking the right questions?
They were asking the right questions. They were very polite. They made me feel really good about where our nation's going.
Well, that's outstanding.
And I don't always feel that way. I worry about children having,
sure.
but
everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. What made you decide to go to the junior high level? Was this the first year?
This was the first year. The reason I did is because I have grandchildren in high school, and I realized once children, our youth, are not children anymore. Once people get into high school, they've
got all kinds of other things going.
Oh, football, singing, whatever,
the
school, that if you can put it in their mind, and plus go home and talk to their parents about job skills.
Wow, that's an outstanding innovation. That's a wonderful thing. Talking here to Jeanne Gustafson. She's the Salem economic developer. How about economic development director?
Just put ED.
That's the thing. I haven't even looked at the card. I'm just doing this from memory. We'll be back here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey with Jeanne when we return back in just a sec.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for two or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
Heritage Woods of Flora offers cozy private apartments and personalized service plans for active seniors. Our affordable assisted lifestyle includes 3 meals every day, assistance with chores and medications, and a full calendar of social activities. At Heritage Woods, you can visit with friends. Enjoy an evening of music or play an afternoon of Wii bowling, all without leaving your home. We even have a beauty shop in-house. For more information, stop by 1003 West 4th Street or call Valerie at 618-662-4599.
I'm Brian. I was in the military for 18 years. I joined the service so I could serve my country and see the world. But I smoked, and I got heart disease. So a lot of the world I got to see looked like this. My tip is, it's hard to serve your country when you're too weak to put on your uniform.
Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey, along with Jeanne Gustafson from the City of Salem, the Economic Development Director. And I got to know, you've been there for 5 or 6 years. You mentioned you're standing on the shoulders of folks who've done a lot of outstanding planning. Mm-hmm. What successes in the last 30 years? What do you see as, boy, I really rolled a 7 with that one? What are the good successes?
Here locally?
Or wherever.
I had a lot of fun working on this hotel project.
Oh, was that right?
Yes, because the whole idea of going in from is there a franchise available and to meeting different developers and having a council that when we found somebody interested said, get on a plane right now, let's go.
How big is the hotel?
86 rooms.
That's big.
It's a nice hotel. The owners are out of Florida. It's MPH. They've been great to work with. There's other hotel operators that are just as good to work with, but this is, and the thing that was interesting is when I was up in Urbana in Champaign County, I worked primarily industrial, and when we were up there, the hotels.
I was going to say somebody was working the hotels because they've got tons
I did
all over
a couple
the place.
of hotels up there, but it's one of those things that they've got a different driving unit, so getting a hotel up there is a whole different task than getting one in a smaller community like this. There's a lot of more, you've got to prove your merits. You got to go through everything.
You got to prove the need.
And you've got to prove that the investors are going to get their money back. You got to work with them on that. So that was a really fun. I loved working here with the Jarko Polar Project, because it truly went from they had an existing building, and we even ended up doing a funny flight of the bumblebees where we took a vehicle and drove from their one building to their other building to the other thing to get powder coated. We partnered with Americana.
Oh, really?
They needed powder coating, so we ended up building it adjacent to Americana, and there's an actual road between the two buildings to bring them back and forth. So we had other industries. Yeah. It was a fun partnership.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell me, over the years, I can't imagine that every business is easy to work with. I can only assume that sometimes you run into people who are not as easy to work with as others. Now, I'm not going to ask you to name names. Unless you want to. Unless you want to.
I want to, I can't.
What is the most difficult thing you've run into when you're trying to deal with particular companies or industries? What are the, I mean, other than the demographics or particular requirements that Salem may not follow or may not reach?
My biggest frustration, and I don't see it as much as people think you would see it, my biggest frustration are people that feel that the public as a whole should pay for them to take a chance and have no skin in the game. Do you
run into that a lot?
No, not a lot.
Other than baseball owners and football owners.
People say once the incentives are gone, people leave town. No, I don't see that.
No.
My biggest frustration, if people don't buy into the community, I want them to be part of our community on a bigger scale than just being an operator there.
Absolutely.
We're all family, and I expect you to be part of the family. Yeah. And I expect you to have skin in the game like the rest of us do. I have great respect for taxpayers' money, because it's mine too.
Oh, sure.
I have great respect for our agricultural community and for
you were in it.
I was in it, and like I've told you before, eminent domain is something I take very seriously as someone who lost part of our farm to economic development.
That's right.
I'm now on the other side of the game, so I take it very carefully, look at it carefully.
You must have been really paid quite a bit of attention when they had the Supreme Court case in was it in Missouri or something like that, the eminent domain case over there.
I take close look at it. Our family was in court for 10 years trying to protect save our property. So I watch it very closely, and I've taken those law classes. So.
All right. Well, I am not going to ask you anything more about that. You know what you're talking about. Okay, so when you run into a
difficult person,
how do you get around that?
I try and find somebody that's got a personality fit that's a little better.
Yeah.
We all are very different. And and also you try and stick with the facts and don't make it something that's...
Don't make it personal for sure.
No. You just stick with the facts. This is what we can do. I'm very lucky that when I was at a corporation, it was different. There is an advantage to having a city council making the policy decisions.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you're basically. Well, that's the thing. You have a level above you whenever you're negotiating. You can, hey, look, I don't know if this is going to work out. I got to talk to people.
It's a second check, but on the other hand, then the negative part of that is sometimes the politics become a part of it.
Well,
so it's both ways, and they're both good and they're both bad, but they're just, you've got to love doing this, and until you get into it, it gets into your blood. It really does.
Have you had organizations change right while you're in the middle of a deal? Maybe and the reason I ask, you talk about, you mentioned folks having skin in the game. The gigantic flashing hedge fund just popped into my head, and Airtex and the Carlyle Group and the UIS, the way that Fairfield has been treated very poorly by that. Have you had that kind of thing happen? It's kind of it's terrible.
I have not felt like I've had that. I really
That's
have
good.
not. We were right in the middle of doing our announcement with the hotel, with the groundbreaking, and we had a change in leadership at the council. But the people going in, and it wasn't a battle, an ugly battle. Sometimes you get into some really nasty political debates, as you cover all the time in this profession. But this has not been that way. I mean, everybody at the bottom line shakes hand and is professional with it, and that's inspiring to some degree, because I don't think I could be that.
Well, you see, that's the good thing then. So because you have the people who are supposed to be working together to help out the community actually are, right? All right, I got to ask then, what's next on the horizon for Salem? What do we have? What's right out there? What can you announce here today? Brand new. We're bringing in.
I can't tell you. We have some projects out there, but if I told you before I told all the other people, I'd be in trouble.
All right, then let me ask it a different way. I'm probably going to try to get to the same answer that you're not going to tell me again. How often, or how many projects are you usually juggling in the air at one time in your job? I mean, because your job is fascinating to me. I think it's difficult and probably a lot of fun.
We're juggling different things on different levels. We're looking around obviously extra property, additional property that's around both private and public around the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, you have the Liquor Barrel that they just took down, and you have those owners, and we've got the other owners that have good properties. We've got some strong realtors in town.
Sure.
And I'm not a realtor.
Yeah.
So I'm there if they're there. We've got some available properties in our park, and there's some privately owned properties that are beautiful. Neil Smith has got some properties just north of the hotels adjacent to the interstate that we're going to be working with him on his as well with his realtors. So it's getting that teamwork and that level of comfort to let them know we'll do what we can. Downtown, well, obviously we've got a downtown TIF, so we work with the downtown merchants on that as well.
I'll ask a quick question. Does the beauty of the park and the gorgeous golf course, does that make a difference when you're talking to companies?
I think it depends upon the type of company. I think having a good quality of life is what brings your workers in to have employees for your companies. And I do think it makes a difference having an attractive community when they come through. There's a sense of calm, and there's a sense of safety with a look of a community too.
Yeah.
And I think Salem does have that. We've got the courthouse downtown, which brings people in as well. So it's a combination of everything.
It brings people in when they're paying a speeding ticket.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jeanne Gustafson. Thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. That's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.